So last week, Nissan and the Department of Tourism sent us on an epic road trip. This was a DOT and Nissan's way of acclimating us back in the open world and showing us the beauty of the great Filipino road trip, and that you can enjoy the beauty of the Philippines and stay safe at the same time. Of course, I jumped on the opportunity right away to show you guys exactly what that looks like. Now, before the trip, everyone involved had to get tested, and thankfully, every one of us were fully vaccinated and tested negative. This was the first step, of course, to making sure that everyone stays safe. We've driven all the way from Manila to the sunny beaches of Boracay in some great Nissan vehicles. I myself in the Nissan Almera, and here's me telling you all about it. This is a special episode of the Z List, and here are my thoughts on the Nissan Boracay drive. We're here at our first stop, kilometer 75 in Batangas, Star Tollway. We're just waiting for everyone to arrive. Just chatting up with some of the car guys right here. It's gonna be fun, I can tell. Now, the first thought that came to mind as we started our journey was it rekindled my love of cars and driving in general. While some people would prefer taking the plane or taking the traditional boat, nothing beats a sense of freedom that driving affords. We all met up at a gas station south of Manila and took a convoy towards the port of Batangas, and the sight of all of those cars in a convoy, in a single file towards a single destination, is just a sight to behold. I also need not worry about forgetting all my stuff or packing light, because I knew that all my stuff was with me in the trunk. So yes, that's definitely a point towards taking a road trip instead of taking the plane. Alright guys, so we're off. We're on our way to Batangas Port now, after spending some time kilometer 75. Check a look at it. All these Nissan cars behind me are all gonna go in a convoy, so wish us luck before we get to the Roro thing. Let's see. Now, another thought dawned upon me was the Roro, the Philippines roll-on, roll-off ferry system. The country is blessed with 7,000 beautiful islands, each with its own identity and charm. But the downside to all of this, unlike the States, where you can take your ride to pretty much anywhere, being separated by bodies of water might not be the most ideal situation there is. This was mitigated by the fact that the country a couple of years ago created this amazing infrastructure project where you can simply take your ride to a ferry and get jettied to the next major island you need to be at. In our case, from the port of Batangas, we took the Roro all the way to Mindoro. I have to admit, this was actually my first time using the Roro system. Initially, I had my misgivings and doubts about that. Would the actual ferry be cramped? Would the ride be so harsh and uncomfortable, or the trip be so slow because of the number of cars in the boat? And once we got into the ferry though, all my doubts were abated. So bring the car into the boat now. They had a great system to take your cars in and have lounges on the upper deck of the barge for you to hang out. The speed of the ferry wasn't an issue either. It was fast, and despite the rough seas, was relatively smooth all the way. Nothing beats traveling in a straight line after all. It was definitely an experience that I will never forget, and maybe should be using more often. My third thought was the importance of the kind of car you're bringing. Make no bones about it, this is a hell of a trip. It's nice to enjoy the sights and sounds of the great Filipino road trip, but you have to make sure that your ride is up to it. You'll be going through the Philippine highway system, and despite the government's efforts to make sure that the roads are as smooth as possible, you have to make sure to stay alert and be prepared for anything. Luckily, Nissan Philippines loaned us one of their most capable subcompact sedans in the market, the all-new Nissan Almera. Alright, good morning guys. So it's around 5:40 in the morning, and we're just about halfway through the island of Mindoro. So we're about 70 kilometers away until we get to the next ferry to Aklan, which is the island that Boracay is in. So just a few quick impressions about this car right here, Nissan Almera. The subcompact with a 1-liter turbocharged engine. Sure, we've been driving around with the CVT right, and I know how much you guys have been waiting for the manual transmission, but it's not bad. Is it fast? Well, it can keep pace with the Terra and the Navara, which are larger vehicles for sure. I had the N Sport variant, which had all the niceties and features such as Nissan Intelligent Mobility, which are safety features on top of the usual ABS and airbags, standard stuff that monitors your drive and keeps you safe on the road. The ride was smooth, and the suspension lulled my passengers to sleep during the trip. It was also responsive and provided great road feel for me, the driver. The 1-liter turbocharged engine, though on paper might seem a bit paltry and better suited for the city, surprised me the most. Our convoy consisted of the Nissan Terra, the Navara, and the swanky, high-tech Nissan Leaf EV. I was expecting to be left behind by the pack, but to my surprise, the subcompact sedan was able to keep pace and at times even surpass these more expensive, more powerful models. Now, no matter what car you bring, you have to make sure that it is properly maintained and checked, as well as have enough power and grunt to make the trip. The Nissan Almera passes this test with flying colors. And we had to take 2 Roro boats to get to our destination, with the second one being the longest, which was great. Which leads me to my fourth thought. The Philippines is a beautiful country, and the sights and sounds, and yes, even the smells, provided a plethora of emotions and made me ever so proud of the country we'll live in. Taking the plane might be faster, but this skips all the culture you'll be experiencing along the way. The people are wonderful and welcoming, and nature seems to be embracing you with its beauty the entire way. It might be tiring, but the drive was ever so worth it. Now, the last year and a half has been rough. Don't get me wrong about that. Not just for car companies, for the economy, for the workers of the tourism industry, but to everyone. The Department of Tourism and Nissan Philippines showed us that despite all the hardships and lockdowns, the country has its arms wide open to take on tourists yet again. Self-care doesn't just mean taking care of yourself, locking yourself up inside your house. Yeah, that's safe. But as long as you're safe and you follow the rules and protocols, you can relax and enjoy yourselves. Who knows, this might be just exactly what you needed. Thank you so much for watching. We had an awesome time during this drive, and you can be assured that we'll have so much more of this kind of content as the country opens up back again. I'd like to thank Nissan Philippines and the Department of Tourism for giving us the opportunity to share with you guys this experience. This is just the first half of our experience during this particular trip. Watch out for our next video. We'll make sure that I give you all the experiences that I have once I get to my destination. So you know what to do. If you like this video, make sure that you leave us a like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification icon so that you are alerted when that video comes up or whenever we release a new video. 2021 has been amazing, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support that you've been giving us, and again, I hope to see you guys the next year. This is Roy Robles from ZigWheels.PH. I'll see you guys next time.